Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is Noob Master. I'm back again with another potential build. It's not actually potential, it's more guaranteed. I want to do it. This is now the radio that I bought, the JBL Celebrity 100, and this will be part of my upgrade build for my home theater setup. Everything will be JBL, so it'll be the JBL deck, as you can see right here. It will be two JBL, the ones just below the 6x9s. I can't remember the size of that. I'll also be reviewing that, but not now, later, with the 4-channel amplifier JBL, and obviously the stage 810 subwoofer, the 8-inch. So that'll be the complete build for that, and it'll go into a hybrid bandpass box. But for now, I am going to be basically reviewing this deck here, and just to see what it can do. So from the box's side now, what you can read in front, you can see it's MP3, USB, detachable face, RCA out, it claims 550 watts RMS times 4. It takes SD card and is obviously Bluetooth, so that's actually good. So now let me just open it up and see what is going on. Okay, as you can see, I already took it out of the box. So the usual stuff that you'll get when you buy radios or amplifiers, and that's obviously user manual and your connectors with the screws, and then this, obviously, this plate thingy in my jig here, and obviously all the instructions will be in the book itself. Now the actual deck itself, okay, right off the bat, sorry, it's upside down. Right off the bat, that's the deck. For me, it feels fairly solid with the buttons and that. The face being detachable, as you can see, there's it there. Okay, let me just take okay. No, it doesn't come out. Okay, so it doesn't come off. So I would switch it on and just see what actually is happening. It's got your antenna for your radio and that, for your FM. It's got the 2 RCA outs. It's got 1 fuse. So I can't really see here now, but let me just have a look quickly close by. Okay, it's got a 10 amp fuse. So this is a 10 amp fuse, and obviously those plug connections that are going in there. Yeah, this thing is detachable. I must just pull it out of force. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna connect it and just see how it lights up. But so far I'm actually quite impressed with this. This thing, it looks solid and steady. It looks solid and steady. So let's light it up and see what happens. Right, I took off now the backplate from the deck. So now it was just the two side hooks that were basically embedded in these holes here. So that's how it looks like outside. As you can see, there is your little slot for your SD card, which I forgot to mention that. So right now I'm just gonna wire it up and turn it on and just see how it plays and actually get measurements of this. Okay, but before that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up the user manual and then just see what the user manual says, and then also measure it. Okay, as you can see there, what the spec sheets read, fairly standard, 4 ohms, that 50 watts. The supply voltage 11 volts to 14.4, which is standard. It's got the 12 volt DC onboard power supply. The tone controls with your bass and treble, standard stuff, minus dB and plus dB. Of course, one doesn't gonna go to plus because obviously you're gonna introduce distortion, so it's 0 down. That's how you basically set it. And then obviously your signal to noise ratios for your USB and SD cards, no less than 70 dB on both. The frequency range of this deck is 20 Hz up, but obviously you know that it's basically there is a slope there as well with your filters. So from 20 Hz probably is when it starts to slope. Frequency coverage, okay, that's your frequency coverage, sensitivity, okay, and channel operation. Okay, so right now, and obviously your Bluetooth modes that it can play and all that. So right now I am going to now connect it properly and then see what's going for what. And yeah, obviously this one doesn't have a, just before I connect, this one doesn't have a CD player, so it's just your like a multimedia player only, so it's fairly light. That's a nice thing about this as well with these Bluetooth multimedia decks. So they're fairly light as well, and very spacious. Unlike with a CD, it will be right there at the back. Right now it's quite small and compact. Okay, so right now I'm gonna connect and see what's going for what. Okay, I've connected the wires there at the back, and now I'm going to also demo the one speaker to show you how it plays. The one other thing I noted with this deck, which I like, it's got the connection information probably at the back, but the nice thing is a lot of the radios that I've bought don't have this type of information, like front speaker left, and then it will give you positive and negative. It will tell you this one is negative, that one is positive, and vice versa with all the others. Even at the back there it shows you that. But even the manual, I mean, if you just read the manual you can get it, but sometimes, you know, us as guys, many a times we don't read the manual, so you know, you just take it out, put it in, and then you know, you assume that okay, this is that, and then you just look at the back of the deck. But I actually on top of the deck, sometimes it's at the back I think, but mostly it's on top. But this is what I like of this so far, the information that they give you. So it makes working with this far more pleasant instead of probing and seeing other stuff in that. So right now I'm going to connect it to the battery and then just see how it plays. Okay, so I've connected it now to the power, and now let's just switch it on and just see. Okay, so just normal standard font. Obviously goes to the default FM. I've noticed that a lot. So 87.5. I don't know if it's for us only, or is it actually a whole default of all the decks in it. But let's just see where the volume goes up to. Okay, 40. I reckon this this deck will probably play clean up until maybe 35. I would assume. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is, and it feels nice, it feels actually quite nice, every click that you can feel. Okay, so now what I'm going to be doing is I'll be connecting the USB and testing what's the voltage output on this thing. But just to play around, let's just see. Okay, that's always your FM, your modes. Okay, you get your modes, auxiliary in, and audio. Okay, and the aux in, sorry, yeah, aux in. Okay. Okay, I'll just play around with this thing and just see. Okay, so I have connected the USB now. USB is a little bit tight. That rubber thing is quite tight, but I managed to connect it in. So now I've got a 50 Hz tone playing on the background, and I've already connected my gator clamp for on my ground side of the RCA, and then I'm going to probe the inside of this for your positive. So as you can see here, as I'm pressing, everything is on 0. Bass is on 0, treble's on 0, the balance is obviously the same as equal, fade the same thing is equal, the loud is off. Okay, we're going to test this thing with loud off and loud on. Okay, I think that's your display, and obviously back to volume. So now I'm going to probe this and then increase the volume. As you can see, the volume's on 1 right now, and I don't know how I'm going to do this. I will have to somehow hold the oscope like that, but it's going to be difficult. Okay, so what I think I will do, let's just see, I'll be back. Alright, okay, now I've connected it right now, so at least now I can work with my free hands. So I've got the 50 Hz test tone running at the back. So as you can see there, it's not showing the 50, but if I start increasing the volume, it will pick up and read 50 Hz. Okay, so there we go. From halfway of the volume, it starts picking it up. So I'll crank it up and crank it up and crank it up and crank it up. Okay, that's the maximum of this deck's volume, and as you can see, that wave is clean. It's super clean, and the voltage that I'm getting from this is 1.2 volts, 1.26 volts. So in essence, this is a 1 volt deck. Good news, clean signal all the way. I don't have to worry about clipping. I can just set my gains on the max volume. So for a startup deck, I would recommend this deck. Although I must just hear it, just to hear the actual radio's output on this, or with the one speaker. But obviously, if you're going to connect it to an amplifier, then the amplifier is going to run your speakers. This is a different story because you can add more power. But for a start, I think this is a very, very good deck. I would recommend it. Time will tell how long a deck like this can last. So obviously this is just an unboxing, so can't tell. It's just what I see. I can only tell you what I see right now, and so far I'm impressed. My other 1 volt deck, it clips. It also goes up to volume 40, and it clips at 34. So you know, I mean, you just weigh your options. This one I can go all the way, versus my other one I can't go all the way because I'm clipping. So right now I'm going to connect the speaker, and then I'll see how this thing actually plays. Okay, so I've connected my little test speaker here, and now I'm just going to add some juice to it and just see how this thing plays. Okay, bear in mind I do not own any of the rights of the song, so let's just see how it plays. Right, that was until 35. It's quite loud and it's a bit late here, so I don't want to really push it that much, but I know this thing plays clean until 40. But as you can hear, it comes out crisp and clean. Okay, so yeah, all in all, I would say definitely I would recommend this deck to somebody starting up. You don't have much of a huge budget to spend, but you still want a little bit of a bang. This radio, this deck would be ideal. Okay, obviously it doesn't come with a remote, so everything is manual that you have to actually do. So reading the manual to maybe skip folders if you've got folders in your MP3 and that would be advisable, so you know more or less what's actually happening with the radio. But all in all, besides that, I mean a remote, yeah, it's okay, but you don't really need it that much, because at the end you just want to play your music and enjoy your sound system. So for me, if I had to rate this thing out of 10, I would give this thing an 8 for a startup. Not to compete. To compete will be a different story, but as a startup, I would rate this thing at 8 out of 10. So yeah, I think that's about it. I think I covered most of the things I need to cover on this. So yeah, so for now I will then leave you with this, and I will see you next time when I start putting the build together. So I've got the radio, I've got the speakers, I just need to get the amp. I've already got the plan design out for the wood. The wood's already cut, so it's just to put it together, and then that's it. Give and take about a month from now. Noob Master out.